Hello there, this is Cookies, and today I've got for you some of the test games that I ran between Shinuyama and Asphodel as part of the Shinuyama series going up on Lucid's channel, and from the time I spent hydraing with Demonsthenes as part of that game. And this is, I guess, like the very first test battle I ran that I still have, I guess. And what we've got here is a little bit more of I guess, more of an elite Asphodel force. Because I think with Asphodel, you don't want to HP route your army by having too many mannequins that can just die to Firestorm. So there's a fair amount of these carrion horses because they're fast. But generally speaking, we've got mostly sacreds here. So we've got the Sagittarians with their longbows, we've got Carrion Furies, we've got Black Centaur. Additionally, we've got some Carrion Lords, Panic Apostates. I included a random Thug. I think the plan is to put up something like Hal, Relief, and Rigor Mortis. Something along those lines. And then over here, we've got something close to approximating at the army that we kind of had at the time when we first started jousting with Asphodel. So we have some shamans here, or not shamans, sorcerers. They might have some different randoms, but generally speaking, they're going to have similar gear. I think this guy's a Curse of Stones caster, but we've got yeah, a couple of water bottles, stuff like that. And then we've got a fair number of Daibakemono. So including the archers and the swordsmen, we're just, the goal is trying different army combinations, seeing what we might include that might help tip the balance, and also seeing what works out the best. So in this case, we've got the archers in front, and these guys can kind of fight on the flanks. And let's go ahead and see how this goes. So here's some of the scripting. It's kind of hard to see. So we've got some Poison Ward going up. We've got Divine Blessing, Quickness, some Earth Power, different buffs. And honestly, it's not really going to matter what happens over here. I think over here I've got some protection spells. Got Foul Vapors going up. Did Curse of Stones go up? I'm not sure. But yeah, we have Hell, Foul Vapors. Got Rain. Although that does lessen our is it fire magic. So you can see the Black Centaur are hitting on the flanks. Their carcasses have moved forward. The Carrion Horse are about to start charging in. But you can see how even though they were forward deployed, the Furies are going to come in last. Alright, we throw up Firestorm. And maybe the idea here was Rain might lessen some of the fire damage from Firestorm and help us survive it a little better, but still hurt the enemy. Particularly the mannequins, it's not going to do anything to their Fire Bless. So I think it's just about helping our mages survive Firestorm. Around the colored squares. You can see the poison damage still racking up a bit. And that's despite us getting some poison resistance coverage. You can see just how tough these Black Centaur are. And now the Carrion Furies are starting to close in. And I'm just playing these on the latest patch. There might be some replay bugs. But I don't anticipate things going overly different. And this is kind of what I mentioned in the series here, where the Carrion Furies, so these guys have all been Carrion seeded. So what happens is when the Furies come in and they bonk these guys, they turn into a Carrion Ogre, which that one's pretty much already dead. But when they turn into these ogres, not only it just becomes a whole lot more HP on the field for Asphodel, and it distracts hits from the Carrion Furies so that they can kill even more. And spellcasting. And so it becomes kind of a little bit of a, like a spreading contagion. Like Asphodel's actually gaining troops here. Alright, so clearly that's not good. And we can see the results in the actual battle. So he gains 13 ogres, 6 giants even. We lose almost everything, except we only lost 2 of the sorcerers, and they do the majority of the killing. So it's good that most of them got away, but even it would take us a while to rebuild the troop line. The plus side, though, is we do kill most of the Black Centaur. So if we do manage to rebuild our army, we're not going to have to deal with the Black Centaur. We will have to deal with the Sagittarians, though, and we will have to deal with Carrion Furies. But it's definitely a bit of a bloodbath. So let me go ahead and pull up another one. All right, I've got another one here. I think it's pretty clear that I've gone and lost, but let's go ahead and see it anyways. So this time we're attacking. We've brought the swordsman in, so we're doing less stuff on the sides and extended the lines. I think we're trying to get a little better buff density. Have we changed the gear at all? Not too different on the gear. And nothing, I don't think we've changed much on the Asphodel side. I think we're trying this maybe without Firestorm, but we'll see. No, Firestorm still goes on. So you can see how this one went. It went worse. We lost more sorcerers. Some of the Daibakemono made it off the field. We killed fewer Black Centaur, which isn't good. And they didn't gain, they only got 1 Carrion Giant. So all in all, I would say this is an even worse outcome. But I can go ahead and pull up another one. We'll just go through a bunch of these in case anyone's curious. All right, and I'm back. Let's go ahead and see how this one goes. Swordsmen are out in front this time. Trying to get slightly better stats to punch through the Black Centaur. Here come the Carrion Furies. That's when you'll see things really start going south. Alright. So here we managed to kill 69 of the Black Centaur. Again, they get 6 giants. And this time we lose 4 sorcerers, along with most of our army. So, still not looking good, but still trying slight variations, seeing what might work a little better and maybe not. And I'll go ahead and pull up the next one. Alright, and I'm back. So this time it's different. So we've balled up more. We don't have the lines going out anymore. We've also brought in, I think this guy is new. He might be doing Rain of Stones. I think does he have the Earth Path for it? I thought he did. Yeah. So he's probably there for Rain of Stones. Still same lazy Asphodel army comp. Let's go ahead and try this. I don't even think I've been putting up Rigor Mortis on the Asphodel side. It just hasn't mattered. Yeah, so we've got Rain of Stones now to go with Firestorm. If this guy casts it. There we go. And now we're just in a ball. Now, Rain of Stones is meant to take advantage of these guys and their low protection. So we'll see how it does, or how it does after the battle's over. Shockwave is pretty good there. But again, just not quite enough. It feels closer though. Alright, so in this case, we lose our wizard, we lose 3 sorcerers, a whole bunch of stuff again. We kill 51 Black Centaur, but more importantly, we kill 2 of the Panic Apostates and 27 of the Sagittarian carcasses. So that helps. Although the Carrion Furies, we didn't kill any of those. We're still struggling even to get through the Black Centaur. So I'll go ahead and load up the next one. All right, and I'm back. So no Rain of Stones caster this time. I think we've maybe got more troops. re-break here. Okay. So how do we do here? So we kill 40 of the Black Centaur. And I think this was a reasonable estimate for the number of Black Centaur at the time. When I first started doing the testing, but we're going to start every time we kill a few of these in the raiding game. You can see how it would potentially make a main battle go that much better for us if there's even 10 or 20 fewer of them. We do pick up a few mage kills again, but overall, still pretty hefty loss. So let me go find another one. All right, I've got another one here. Let's go ahead and see what happens in this one. Okay, so we've got another big ball of stuff. You can see how much of a menace these centaur are. Work on the Carrion Furies. They should win the battle. Alright. So in this one, this is what I would call not a good result because it's still an effective Black Centaur force that could win future battles. So this was an even worse result than normal. Let's go ahead and pull up another one. Alright, let's see what we've got in here. And also, let's do a gear check. Maybe we've changed our gear after a while. We've got a few more gems, a little bit more gear on the Uba. All right. Or at least I think it's more gear. And these Draconians can be a problem. They're big enough that if they get Carrion seeded, they're the ones that end up turning into the Carrion Giants. So in some ways they can be pretty bad. We might see that up here. So we've got some fire elementals trying to help out. Unfortunately, they do a flame strike attack. It's armor piercing for 18 damage, but these guys have 10 fire resist. So that's 8 damage going into 13 protection. You can see Curse of Stones, so we're trying that to help fatigue things out. But still not going great. I don't see any Carrion Giants. I do see a Petrify though, I think. Current natural protect. Yeah, that must be a Petrify effect. I thought there was a tag for it. Maybe I'm just being blind. Massacre. So, but this time we do kill 68. Came back up to some of those earlier test numbers. But we're paying for it by not getting as many carcass kills or mage kills. And this was a particularly bad result for the sorcerers. All right, I've got another one here. And each time I'm changing something. Unfortunately, because it's after the battle, I can't really pull up the maybe scripting adjustments I was doing. But it's trying a lot of different scripts as well. So let's go ahead and see what we've got here. Vapor, Hell's not even rigor mortis still. We haven't graduated to having to fight rigor mortis. Still struggling just on the basic case. You see the Bane Fire decays. We get a pretty good surround here. And then the Carrion Furies come in to clean up. This is close, though. Alright. Well, we actually win with this replay bug, which is shocking. Or do we? I think so. Alright. But in actuality, we do end up losing again. But we kill 80 of the Black Centaur, which is a big improvement. We kill some of the mages, we kill a few of the carcasses. We do lose 4 of the Bakemono sorcerers, but we're getting closer maybe. And this could partially be from bumping up the number of die Bakemono. Alright, let me get the next one. Alright, here we go. We've got number 10 now. Let's go ahead and see how this one does. We've got more Draconians now. I think even more archers. We've thrown up Ravenous Swarm. Still going. Carrion Furies are in. We're pushing through. Alright. So in this one we get 68 Black Centaur, 17 of the carcasses. Generally doesn't really go very well for us. So let's go ahead and try the next one. Alright, so I've got test 11 here. So we've got more, I guess, forward boxes. Trying to buy more time, less protection on the sides. And let's take a look at gear, actually. Yeah, pretty similar loadout. I'm still doing a couple of bladder stick light thugs. These panics. Yeah, I just haven't changed anything because I haven't needed to. But yeah, without magicking in a bunch more troops or mages, this is just not going well. So probably start needing the parameters to change. So delaying the major fight, so to speak. All right, I've got test 12 pulled up now. Let's go ahead and check this one out. So yeah, so we've run a fair number of tests. I'm not seeing anything basic, so now I'm trying some sweaty like checkerboard scripting. And then I've still got the ball of troops around the mages. Let's see how this does. Alright, so let's see how we did. We got 51 of the centaur. Not really an improvement, but more of our mages got away because we lost more of our HP further away. So I think that's probably what that was. But yeah, let's pull up test 13 and see if we think of anything else to try. Alright, here's test 13. Well, let's go ahead and we've done a fair amount of wards, but oh, we've got some more gems getting added. Okay. Oh, we've left the checkerboard formation behind. We've got a line again. Swordsmen out in front on the sides, trying to catch them on the flanks. They still get by on the flanks. Alright, so that didn't go well. Let me go ahead and pull up test 14. Alright, here we go. Test 14. This time we're attacking. We've got way more stuff now. We're not doing a box, we're doing lines. So this is probably some of the bigger changes we've seen in scripting. Still have some draconians. We've got 3 lines of archers. We've got a large number of swordsmen. Let's see how we do. I'm not seeing Firestorm this time. Alright, we have a general route. So this was a pretty radical departure. Let's see how we did. Very heavy casualties on our end. We do kill 73 of the Black Centaur though, so it's a small improvement. And let's go ahead and see test 15. All right, so we've got test 15 here. Let's go ahead and check it out. We've got a line, we've got the ball behind. I think we're gonna try this again without Firestorm though. Oh, no, we got rain up. Yeah, we are doing Firestorm. Okay. Oh, we've introduced the Pretender. So what has he been doing? Wind of Death. Yeah, Falling Frost and Flight, and he's getting the hell out. Alright, so that's a new twist. I wish I could show the scripting beforehand. I wasn't expecting to put these test games up, though. Let's see. So we lose 4 sorcerers. You can see they do virtually all the killing still. We kill 66 Black Centaur, and 9 of the Carrion Furies. So, I don't know. Still haven't found like a magic bullet yet, but we're going to keep looking. All right, I believe this is test 16. Oh, maybe I didn't run this one. Let me see. I did not. I could show some of the scripting that we had immediately going into this. So I was trying Quickness, Flame Ward, Stygian Rains, Curse of Stones. This was kind of like the base. But I'll go ahead and jump into 17 because this would be like the base template, and then I would adjust it based on what I wanted to try. So yeah, we'll go ahead and pull up 17. All right, so we've got 17 pulled up. Oh, what am I doing? All right, so I must have done further testing after this one. So this was testing something in the rating game. Maybe water elementals? Or quickness, quickening. Acid storm, okay. You can see it does a fair amount of damage. And maybe we're seeing how badly it affects the Diabakemono. Let's see. Not that much damaged armor. At least in the midpoint of the fight where you'd want to test it. These guys have a lot of experience stars. This guy's got the rusty equipment. All right. Cool. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I've got test 18 here. Last couple were kind of flubbed, but the big difference for this one is we've got more Bakemono sorcerers, and I think they're geared. So we're trying some Sword of Swiftness thugs with like these full kits, Curse of Stones for a number of elementals. Some shooting doji thugs. This guy's a banishment guy, so he's our prophet. He's got penetration gear to help with the banishment. And we've got some ubas. Some of them have equipment. And let's go ahead and see how this goes with more sorcerers, since they were doing the majority of the killing. Doing a lot better this time. Firestorm does go down though, at least in this replay. Getting dicey. Made it through most of the sacreds. Infantry are breaking though. Super winnable though. You just need a different like morale check to go your way. Alright. And looks like we actually won in this sort of fight. So we lost 2 of the sorcerers. We lost 7 of the Uba, probably to Firestorm. But you notice they did 463 kills, which is way more in line for the amount of work we need them to do. And we got all the Black Centaur. We got the Carrion Furies. We killed some of the Sagittarian carcasses. A lot of those kills are probably friendly fire on stuff like skeletons they've spawned, or Howl wolves from Howl. But yeah, this is a great result. So in many respects, this is us figuring out that we need more mage support to be able to do what we want to do. And this is discounting whatever the Asphodel player is thinking in terms of scripting on their end, because again, this is extremely lazy for an all-in. So let's go ahead. But it is encouraging. It shows that, you know, some stuff is possible. So let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and look and see if there's another one. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is test 19. And this is another kind of what if, where it's like, what if the scouting report had like 900 mannequins on Asphodel's cap around this time? What if all those mannequins show up as well? What if there's fewer Black Centaur? You know, what kind of happens here? And generally speaking, the answer should be we have to Firestorm. And if we Firestorm, they should HP route. But this is just kind of proving that out. Oh, and apparently some little debug idiot got in here. What I did was I probably had him cast a spell and retreat to avoid him affecting the outcome too much. So, Serpent's Blessing. Maybe? Yeah. Maybe retreats. Are we gonna get out Ooh. Maybe we're testing how we do against large numbers of mannequins without Firestorm, in case we don't want to cast it. Okay. Immense amount of stuff incoming. It's all in kind of like a column now. It's not in a big wave all at once. This really shows off that boosted pen banishment that we're doing when it does show up. Alright, we go ahead and flee the field here. Now, what I imagine actually happened was we probably did cast Firestorm. You can see all the kills here. Maybe something happened here where it didn't go up. But if Firestorm does go up, we win pretty handily, which is what you'd expect. And we're also able to pick off these Centaur. Okay. And I think I've got one more file, so let me go pull that one up. Okay, and this is test 20, and as you can see, I haven't scripted anything for Shinuyama on this side. So I think that's probably it for the tests for this point in the game, I think. There's going to be some more, and I'll try to do episodes for those as well. Maybe I could show just a little bit more about what I was doing on my end. So I do think we would want Rigor Mortis. Do I have a Rigor Mortis caster? It's probably my biggest obstacle at the moment. Can a D3 cast? I thought you had to be D4. Am I missing the research? No, that's the wrong menu. Here we go. Mortis needs to be D3. Have him make a skull staff. Alright. And then we'll, let's add some scripting on the Shinuyama side. So how many of these guys do I have? Not a lot. Let's go ahead and we'll make a few more sorcerers. And it's kind of annoying making these guys because you have to wish for them and they have a very long title. So what we can do is probably wish for a couple of them. Okay. And then I think what we also want to do Can we do anything with this guy? Not sure. Maybe some elementals. Some fog warriors. And maybe maybe this can show off why we want armies of mist. All right, so we'll get this guy, and let's go ahead and forge a little more gear. I like putting these guys on preach, and that's just to prevent dom kills in test games. All right, let's get some more items. I think we had a naiad, so let's go ahead and pick up a naiad. Could turn this guy into a big thug as well. That'd be interesting. But again, at this time, we were just struggling with the basics. Did he not forge the thing? Did I not save that? Weird. Alright. Let's go ahead and include the Pretender. Let's go ahead and forge even more gear. I think we're going to do some Rings of the Warrior, because we have broken into a little bit of blood. And we'll do some water bottles, since we talked about forging those in a recent episode. I believe that one just came out. And then we'll go ahead and get a fireplate with this guy. Yeah, he can just be on whatever. So we've added rigor mortis. We've still got, I think we've seen some centaur die in the raiding game, so we can probably get rid of some of those. Maybe there's more furies. I forget if there was more furies. All right, so let's try this. All right, so we've added rigor. And let's get a couple more sorcerers in there. Oh, I should have been recruiting. Okay. Let's go ahead and divvy out some gear. Bloodstones is going to be a pretty nice piece of tech too because of Petrify. Let's just do some fire elemental spam. I think we should have 153. Okay, we can probably have a few more troops too. So we'll make that 40 in that squad. add a few more of the sword guys. You have to be careful because spread formations won't actually layer over the mages properly. Because the mages are here, they'll get bumped off to the sides. I've run into that in other games. Let's see, what do we have saved? So I think this can just be script 1. And they'll figure it out. Doesn't really matter if he can't cast Soul Vortex, he'll cast something else. Could be doing air elementals. I think that would be too swingy for what I want to test. I'm going to test. So we're doing that Army of Mist. I think if we do some sort of we can do Rain of Stones. This guy can do a fair amount. Hopefully he doesn't reach into research that we don't have yet. So to prevent that, I'll have him spam Ice Strike after. And I was running into a lot of issues with him fatiguing out mages. So some sort of box like this. All right. And I know these Draconians provide some mage snipe potential, but I'm going to try replacing them. I do 30 on Holding Fire. We're just going to kind of put this inside the box. Some of them will freeze. All right, so this might be some sort of variation I do. Adding a couple of extra Bakemono sorcerers. What can you do? You can probably do I have Serpent's Blessing? Maybe not. But you could probably do that. Okay. All right, so in this particular scenario, we've added a whole bunch of, I think a whole bunch of extra infantry. So we're up to 214. We've added the Pretender, a couple of extra Bakemono sorcerers. We've got a Naiad here, Sans Armor. I think we're gonna try this one without Firestorm because I think most of that testing was Firestorm based. And there was the potential that we didn't want to cast Firestorm. So if that's the case, we don't need Flame Ward. But, I mean, it could still be handy, but probably don't really need it. And we'll replace Firestorm with Living Fire. All right, and let's just see how this goes. All right, and this would be sort of like a sample test. We've got them coming in. All right, so let's go ahead and host it. Ooh, all the way to round 47. This seems close. So maybe the Pretender goes ham. Alright, so we've got that Army of Mist, we've got the Rain of Stones. And you can see how we do a lot better against the Black Centaur with Army of Mist. Additionally, and this is why Asphodel had to put up Marble Army. You can see the Rain of Stones, I think, has prevented this guy from doing Rigor Mortis. So you can see some of the spellcasting interruptions that are happening here. Alright. And so I think this partially helps demonstrate why we ended up pulling back our army and why Demonsthenes was looking towards, and he was doing this intuitively because I didn't have like a test game, why he was looking for, I think, Alt 8 before taking a major engagement, and why we were so determined to research right there on the front line. But you can see a pretty big impact. Now this is the naive Asphodel script. The Asphodel in the game, we were concerned about the amount of time it would take us to get to Alt 8, what sort of 9 might he roll out? Are we going to run face first into Legion's Demise by doing this Alt 8 route? But I think it's pretty clear that we needed something just to be able to beat the sort of like base Asphodel army. So, yeah, hopefully this explains why we're pulled back, and hopefully it'll explain kind of like our thought process going forward. Have a good one.